like this is our only drone competition for this year.
Okay.
And then Pranav, Ravi Kumar, yeah, I don't think you've registered for the competition. So could you also do that?
Yeah.
Can you see the link that I posted on the chat?
Yeah, I see the link.
Yeah, so can you
Actually, no, I don't see the link actually.
okay, let me just repost it. There you go. All right, so I'll go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see the rules. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
All right, great. So this is our rules document for the drone competition, for the 2020 drone competition. So there's some like qualification rules and general rules, but I don't think we really need to have to go over that for today. But I'll start off with the autonomous round and its rules. So basically, as we've explained before in our previous workshops, so the objective is that the drone has to start from a specific warehouse, which is our start tile, and then it has to drop personal protective equipment, which are PPEs, at various drop-off locations, and then return back to the warehouse. So yeah, as I said before, the drone will start at the start position and navigate through hoops, which are obstacles, and then land at the drop-off areas. And we have a total of 3 hoops at different locations, and the drop-off tiles are right after the hoops. So the maximum number of points that a team can score in the autonomous round is going to be 1,300 points. So some general rules for the autonomous round. You guys can use Workbench, Tinker, Python, but for today we're going to have our this is going to be the Workbench workshop, and then we also have our Python workshop tomorrow. The field items that are required for the competition are the start position, which is that small duct tape with the blue tape in the middle with start written on it. 3 hoops in a specific in specific places. We put a schematic document as well as real pictures in this rules document for you guys to use, so you can like set your field at home. Yeah, so we also put the link for the obstacle course, the three hoops that you'll need to buy. You will need 3 1 foot by 1 foot square drop-off marks, which are the drop-off tiles where the drone has to land. And 1 box that is 1 foot tall, which can be any length and width, but it has to be 1 foot tall. And it has to be able to support a hoop for the last hoop in the autonomous round. All drones must start on the designated start position, and the space you will need for the whole field is going to be 16 feet in length, 17 feet in width, and 7 feet in width and 7 feet in height. So yeah, as I said before, we put the field schematics below. Each match can last up to 120 seconds, and the match will automatically end at the end of 120 seconds, and also the scorers will stop scoring the match after the match end. So it looks like there are a few things in the chat. Let me just go check. So yeah, Neil, you said that will we be sharing this document? Yeah, we already put the link to this document onto the website, the drone website, and the drone website link is also on every reminder email that we sent for the workshops, so you guys can access the website from there. All right. The teams are not allowed to control the drone behavior with the controllers or any other actions other than those stated in the autonomous 10 rule. The controller and/or phone will be given to the coach before the autonomous period and will remain unused until the end of the autonomous round. The teams are allowed to start their drone with a single start command issued on the computer. If the land command fails, the team may land their drone on either drop-off mark or start position by pressing the end program button on their device. So as I've explained before, and we've when we worked on the Workbench programming, the land tile wouldn't work every time. So what this rule is basically saying is that we're allowing you to use your computer just to click the stop program button so you can land the drone and then move your next hoop or next program into your area and then start your new program again. Every time a drone lands or falls, the match will pause and will resume when the drone takes off. The autonomous period begins following a start countdown 3, 2, 1, go by the referees, signaling the teams to press the start command. So we will be having we'll also be having referees in our competition, like our Zoom call. So then they'll start off the countdown to 3, 2, 1, go, and then you guys can start your autonomous round. If the drone drops to the ground during the run, the team can ask the coach, your coach, to place the drone on the last drop-off mark it landed on. The time for that match will be paused, and then the team can continue their run, and the match time will resume when the drone takes off again. If a drone exits the field, we put the field dimensions above. So if the drone exits that field dimensions or field view during an autonomous round, the teams can ask their coach to place the drone on the last drop-off mark it landed on. The match time will be paused. Chalk, you raised your hand. Do you have a question?
Yeah, so we actually didn't. We just made like a full line of code, so we didn't make like two different. So after every single hoop the drone has to land.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have to make like a totally different code every single time the drone lands, or is it fine if we just make like one full block of code?
That's your choice, but what I recommend is that since the land block is not too reliable, you want to create separate programs but in the same space. So then if the land block doesn't work for one time, then you can click stop program, move your program out, move your already program in and move it out into the open space, and then drag your new program inside, and then you can just start.
Wait, so let's just say if it goes through the first hoop, and let's just say it doesn't, and let's just say it's not landing, okay? Let's just say if it's not landing, but we have to land it because it's not working. So if it doesn't land in the place where it's supposed to land, can we move it?
You can't physically touch the drone when it's in the field.
But what if it just lands automatically? What if it just what if it isn't landing? What do we do then?
Then yeah, we stated this in one of our rules that you can click the stop end program button on your laptop in the Workbench program, and then restart your add your new program in and start flying your drone again.
No, but let's just say it doesn't land in the spot where we want it to land. Like when we click stop, let's just say it doesn't land in the spot where we want to land. So can we move it to the spot where we want it to land and then start again?
So you're saying that if the drone is hovering over the drop-off tile, and then you have to click end program so that the drone is forced to land, but it doesn't land inside the drop-off tile? Are you?
Yeah. Then won't that mess up our code? Won't we have to change it?
That will be up to you when you're programming it by yourselves. You'll have to always do a bunch of trial and error. And again, this drone is not very accurate, so you will experience a few changes or minor the drone might not always land at the place you want it to. It will move a little bit left, right, forward, backward. But yeah,
so if he suppose he's on hoop number 2, right? He finished hoop number 1, he's on hoop number 2, and he's trying to land. It lands outside the box. So, but if it lands outside the box, his hoop number 3 program will not work accurately, right? Because now the hoop number 1 and put it on the right spot and start from
No,
there. No?
we don't allow you to do that.
Okay. So what if it lands outside of the box?
You'll just have to start.
It has
You
to
just
start
have
from
to,
there. Okay.
You just have to start your like third hoop program from there.
Okay.
And then you have
So are the hoops which we have to buy $29 or $30?
yeah, I think that's the price.
And is the company like Eagle Pro?
I think so.
something?
I put the link here. Can you check it out? Yeah.
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 Okay. Thank you.
All right then. Score. So the scoring for the autonomous round will be like this. 100 points will be awarded for each hoop the drone flies through from south to north. So what that means is that if the hoop is like, if it's a regular hoop, the drone has to fly from behind the hoop to in front of the hoop. Like the drone has to fly from near the start tile to farther away from the start tile, like through the hoop that way. The points for each hoop can only be awarded once. So you cannot just like fly through and then go back and then go back. 200 points will be awarded for each drop-off mark that the drone lands on. If any part of the drone lands on this mark, full points will be awarded, and points for each drop-off mark landing can only be awarded once. So we kind of added this rule that like if any part of the drone lands on this mark, the full points are awarded, because we knew that the drone is not always so accurate, so we expected that at least one part of the drone will always be inside the drop-off area. So then we'll just award full points for that. 200 points will be awarded for landing on the start position after scoring points for at least one hoop or at least one drop-off mark. So that means that if you start off with from your start tile, go through one hoop, and then if you don't even decide to land on the first drop-off mark and go back to the start position, you'll get 200 points. Or that if you go through one hoop and then land at the drop-off mark and then take off and come back to the start tile, you'll still get 200 points for this landing at the start position. 200 bonus points will be awarded if the drone successfully completes the whole course, 3 hoops and 3 drop-off marks successfully lands back on the start position. So that means that if the drone starts, completes the first hoop, lands on the drop-off mark, completes the second hoop, lands on the second drop-off mark, completes the third hoop and lands on the third drop-off mark, and then comes back to the start position, they'll get on top of these 200 points, you'll get another bonus 200 points for completing all 3 of the hoops and drop-off marks successfully. So does anyone have questions on the general rules for the autonomous round? Please speak up if you have any questions. Yeah, Neil, do you have a question?
So I'm on your website, but I don't see the setup for the autonomous drone round.
Well, what do you mean the setup, like the schematics?
Like, basically.
Yeah, so if you scroll down, these are all the schematics that we will have, and I'll explain all of this. You don't see this on the rules document?
I'm on the RFY drone program. So I went to programs on your website, and then I went to the RFY drone competition workshop materials.
Cool.
And over here, I don't see anything else other than the videos and the presentations.
Yeah, let me show you real quick. So this is the link that we put onto our reminder email. So if you click that, that'll bring you straight to our drone competition page. And then let me let it load. Then once it loads, then you go here and there's a rules. There's like a rules section. The rules of the competition are linked here, and you click this document and then you have the rules open. Did you get that?
I'm getting there, 1 second. Yeah, I think I'm on. Yeah.
Yes, a few people. All right. Does anyone have any other questions for the autonomous round so far? All right. So here, this is where we start with our autonomous round schematics. So we have like a legend and a legend key of like all the images that we have on our schematics. So this hoop type thing is going to be the hoop icon. This helipad is the start position. This like red cross is the drop off mark, and each of these line segments are different lengths, but so they correspond to like different lengths on the field. This blue line is going to be 2 feet horizontal distance between two different object centers. Purple line is going to be 3 feet horizontal distance between two different object centers. Yellow line is going to be 4 feet horizontal distance between two different object centers. And this green one is going to be 1 foot vertical distance between ground and hoop 3. And this eighth one is going to be that 1 foot tall cardboard box that you will need, that which will support the third hoop. All right, so here's our full complete schematics. We start off with our start position, go 4 feet forward, and then have our first hoop. 2 feet, have our drop off. 2 more feet, second hoop. 2 feet, drop off mark. 2 feet, our third hoop, which is on a 1 foot high cardboard box. 2 feet, drop off. And that amounts to about 15 feet, but we added 16, we made it 16 feet for a little bit of extra space. And that's the side view, the east side view. And then we have our top view, which is again your start. You have 4 feet forward, first hoop, 2 feet forward, first drop off tile, 2 feet forward, 3 feet to the left is our second hoop. 2 feet forward is our drop off. 4 feet to the right is our third hoop, which is on the 1 foot cardboard box. 2 feet forward is and 2 feet forward is our drop off tile. All right, Chalks, do you raise your hand? Do you have a question?
Yeah, so you see where it has to land after the hoop. So let's just say if the drone isn't like on it, let's just say if like, let's just say if like tiny bit of the drone is like on the landing place, then would you like decrease any points or anything?
Could you say that one more time?
So let's just say if a tiny part of the drone is on the plus sign where it lands.
So one leg or one motor is inside there?
Yeah. So would you like decrease points if?
We would give full points if any part of the drone is inside that drop off area. If even like one motor is in, we'll just give the full 200 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So and then these are the real pictures of the fuel setup that I set up in my basement. So we have our start position, hoop, drop off tile, hoop, drop off tile, cardboard box with the hoop on top, and then drop off tile, and that's our full real picture. Same here and same here. So these are different views for you guys to see in different ways. So does anyone have any other questions about this field schematics for the autonomous round, or any general questions for the autonomous round? Yeah, Chalks, do you have a question?
Do we have to have the cardboard which is underneath the hoop?
Technically, it doesn't have to be made of cardboard, but as long as it's 1 foot tall, then it's fine.
So we have to have. So the first hoop has to be taller than the others, basically. Has to be 1 feet taller than the others, correct?
It has to be 1 foot taller with anything on the bottom that can support the hoop than all the others.
Okay.
Yeah. And does anyone have any other questions for the entire autonomous round? Anything else?
So for the actual competition, do we show the run live on Zoom?
Yeah, you have to show all of this and how your drone performs, everything like live. All right, does anyone have any other questions?
have to go in a couple of minutes.
Okay, that's okay. Just review all these rules before the next workshop and come with questions if you have any.
Got it.
And also register for the competition. I put the link on the chat, so please register like today, the latest. All right, and now we start out. Now we're moving on to our pilot controlled round. So the theme, not really theme, but like the idea for this is gonna be a DIY, do it yourself obstacle course challenge. So basically, the objective of the pilot controlled round is for the teams to design their own obstacle course and fly their drone through it. The pilot controlled round will be scored based on complexity, creativity, performance. And the maximum points that a team may score in the pilot controlled round is 1,500 points. So the general rules for the pilot controlled round is that there will be only one pilot controlled match for this challenge. I'm not sure, I don't remember mentioning this or not in the autonomous round, but we will be having 2 autonomous round matches in our competition. So a 1 foot by 1 foot square mark needs to be secured to the ground with start written on it in large print where the drone will begin flight. So it's similar to our autonomous round start tile. It's just that we'll just have to mark a start like a start tile anywhere on the ground with like Scotch tape or anything you would like. The team may land on their original start position or have their own designated landing platform of any size to end their pilot controlled match. So this is based on complete creativity and like whatever you think about for this pilot controlled match. You can land on the start position as we usually do in our as we did in our previous competition and our autonomous round, or you can have your separate landing tile. The pilot control round lasts for 120 seconds, and again, the referees will stop the match after the time hits 120 seconds. Landing completely on the landing platform or the start position will stop the pilot control round. So if you have like a designated landing platform or you land back on your start position, completely end the pilot control round if it's before 120 seconds. If the drone drops to the ground during the run, the team can ask the coach to place the drone on the start position. The time for that match will not be paused. The team can then continue their run if the team chooses to. If the team chooses to, they may take off from the ground itself. The rubric for that pilot controlled round is here. So does anyone have any questions for the general rules for the pilot controlled round?
Wait, I have a question. So on the rules it says the time for the match will not be paused. So let's just say if the drone like drops, that means you won't pause the time, right?
If the drone drops, then we will not pause the time. It's up to the coach to put the drone back onto the start position, and then you can start from there.
So so the time will keep on running even when like the coach is like keeping it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like I have a question in the chat. Okay. Thank you, Pranav. So we have the rubric here for the pilot controlled round. We will rate complexity on a 1 to 5 scale, but we convert it into points. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 points. And when you're designing your pilot controlled round, please refer to this rubric so then you can try to achieve the highest score, 1,500 points. And again, we'll be grading on complexity. So like how difficult is your course? We will also be grading on creativity. So how like unique is your course and how well you designed it by yourselves. And finally, we will be also grading it on performance. So how well you performed, how well did you fire your drone through your obstacle? Did you crash into stuff or you just completely go through your obstacle course completely smoothly? So that's how we grade all this stuff. Neil, you have a question?
Which round will be first, pilot controlled or autonomous?
So we will have our autonomous rounds first, and then we'll have our pilot controlled round, and then we also have one more round after that if people sign up.
And will we have time to let's say after the autonomous round, will we have time to modify the course for our pilot controlled?
That's a good question. So yeah, I think we can
So
allow you to do that.
between the autonomous and pilot control round, there will be a break, and that break gives you the time to set up your autonomous pilot control course, because you need time to set up the course.
Yeah.
So for the pilot control, can we only use the hoops as the obstacles?
No, that's up to you. Again, it's like we're grading, one of our categories that we're grading you on is creativity. So you can make your obstacle course with anything you'd like. And like you can just be creative as you like. So you're not just limited to the hoops that we give you. You can use anything else that you have around the house.
How long is the break?
Yeah, so I think we have, so first we have our first autonomous round, then we'll have a short break, and then our second autonomous round, and then we'll have a lunch break for I think an hour. So during that lunch break, so if you finish lunch or before lunch, you can set up your your pilot control round, and then we'll start our pilot control round after the lunch break. So I think that should give you enough time to like set up your pilot control.
Wait, so how long is the whole entire competition?
It's 9 to 4. Currently, that's what we estimated, but that's why we need you guys to register as soon as possible, so then we can get a better estimate on how many teams are participating. So then we can like set up the schedule better. But currently, we just estimated around 7 teams, so it would be 9 to 4.
Wait, so I'm not sure if I signed up.
You did sign up. You did sign up.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any more questions about the pilot controlled round or the competition in general? All right then. And then here we come to our final round in our drone competition, which is going to be the research presentation round. This is optional, but we highly recommend doing this. So in this part of the drone competition, teams will optionally research a topic and present it to other teams and judges. The maximum that a team may score in their research presentation section is 15 points. So basically, we're asking you to research any topic related to drones and present it to us with like a 5-minute presentation. The teams will create a presentation to answer one of the 2 topic questions. Life during the COVID-19 pandemic is very challenging. How can drones assist people during this time? And our second prompt is, life after the COVID-19 pandemic will be very different. How can drones have a positive impact on the post-pandemic world? So those two are some of the like 2 of the questions that you will have to answer in your presentation. The topic must be related to COVID-19 pandemic and must also be related to drones drones, which are UAVs. The drones can research in a problem solution format, or they can research in a way that drones are helping during the COVID-19 pandemic. Chucks, do you have a question?
Yeah, so I'm doing the post-pandemic, and I'm just like listing like a bunch of reasons. So like I have like 5 or 6 different categories, and they're based like jobs, like not like jobs, but it's basically just like agriculture and like all those type of things, and the environment. So and then you say it must be related to COVID-19, but if it's post-pandemic, I don't get how it would be related to COVID-19.
So if it's post-pandemic, that means that COVID-19 had an effect on some of the categories that you're choosing. So that's what it means by it's related to COVID-19. That coronavirus had to have an effect on some of the topics that you choose.
Oh, okay, but like, so can we say like drones could be used to disinfect places?
Yeah, that could be one of your things that you want to use, because that will be something that the COVID-19 pandemic has affected. That like people will be more like germophobic, if you want to call it. They'll be using hand sanitizer every day. They'll be like trying to disinfect all of their like desks or like areas that they've been because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Okay.
All right. The teams may present their research in whatever way they choose. The team should keep in mind that they will have to.
Excuse me?
Sorry. Yeah, Neil, do you have a question?
Yeah, so I've heard of an unmanned aerial system, UAS, but what's a UAV?
Unmanned aerial vehicle.
Oh, okay.
So they're basically the same thing. Okay. The team should keep in mind that they will have to present on a call. Some presentations formats that the teams may choose to use include a video, trifle, poster, or slides, but are not limited to these options. Again, the time limit for the presentation is going to be 5 minutes, and the judges will decide the team with the best presentation and topic by judging their creativity, presentation, and research. The rubric for the judging is shown below, and the team with the most points will be considered to have their best presentation. So does anyone have any questions on the general rules for the research round?
Wait, so I'm not sure if what we're doing is related to COVID-19.
That's okay. You don't have to disclose your research idea right now, but you can email us, or you can stay after the workshop and we can like talk about it. But you don't disclose your topic right now.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone have any other questions for the research round? All right. So the research presentation rubric we have right here, we're going to be judging on creativity, presentation, and the research in general. And again, we're grading on a 1 to 5 scale. This time, we're not converting into points. We'll just be keeping it as a 1 to 5 and adding up the points for each of the 3 categories. So again, yeah, we'll be grading on creativity. So how creative is your whole like topic and presentation? So how well did you present? And then our other topic is going to be presentation. So how well did you present your topic and research? And finally, we'll be also grading it on research. So how in depth or how deep did you research into your topic and explain it? And then we have our general penalties for the whole competition, excluding the rules, the research round. If a team member enters the field during a match without permission, the match will end and the score will not count. Piloting the drone during the autonomous round will result in disqualification. If a drone is intentionally being piloted to cause harm or distress, the team will be disqualified. Violence and swearing during the online competition will result in disqualification. And if a team attempts to manually control the drone during the autonomous round, they will be disqualified from the competition. So yeah, we already said that. So does anyone have any questions about the general rules or anything about the competition? Any of the 3 rounds?
I have a question. I don't have any extra drone batteries. Can you guys send a link for that?
Sorry, did you say something?
No, so in the recommendations, let me get there. You said it's a recommendation that teams keep extra materials such as batteries and propellers. I don't have any extra batteries. Do you have a link where I can go buy some extra batteries?
Sure. Should I put them in the chat or should we send an email?
Chat.
Okay, so I'll put them in the chat right now. So these are the ones that I bought. They're really good. So put them in the chat. and then what else did you ask for? Is that all you asked for?
That's all.
All right. And then you can also buy the Paramount controller if you would like to use for your pilot control drone. Because I personally prefer the controller because it's easier for me to control the drone. But you can still use your phone.
So can you send the link for the controller?
Sure.
Thank you.
That's fine. So does anyone have any other general questions for the drone competition? Any questions related to the rules? Did you guys get that?
Yes.
So does anyone have any final questions for related to the rules or the drone competition in general? Thank you guys. Thank you, Neil, for registering for the competition. Oh, Trox, do you have a question?
Yeah, I just still have that thing. You can answer it later after class.
Oh yeah. So thank you guys for being here. Make sure to work on your autonomous and pilot control round, and if you're working on the research, also work on those throughout the next 2 weeks until the competition. I think the competition is in 2 weeks. So, and next week is going to be our last workshop. Next weekend is going to be our last workshop. So, I think that's it. Thank you guys for joining. Trox, you can stay behind so I can help you.
Can you confirm that I have registered?
Yeah. Yes, you have registered.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.